Hi, please do me a favor and hit the like and subscribe button.
Hi, everybody. It's Sandra Pelly, the Dragon Ally. I am in the process of offering each of you this incredible understanding of the inner dragon in a very in-depth manner. I go into a lot more in-depth history leading up to my wanting to give you this experience, being asked to share this experience. Thank you, guys, in the first video. Okay, so please do go back and check it. The link will be available either in the comments or the description or in the the little the buttons, okay, on the YouTube thing. Uh, so this is the second card question, and it is to describe your strengths as the inner dragon. So this is not necessarily about you specifically, but it's what the inner dragon is for all everything. The inner dragon. We have inner dragon. And I'll just reiterate real quickly that we have threes going on: mind, body, and soul, beginning, middle, and end into infinity and beyond, a past, present, and future, the me, myself, and I, the little you, the physical body, and the higher self, the inner child, the human, and the inner dragon. That inner child is the protector. It wants to, because of the experience it's learned, because of what it's seen, what it's heard, and what it's felt, it protects itself throughout the lifetime of the human being. And even through past lives, it can continue to keep coming up. In generational, even, it can come up in our DNA. I love that this is coming through right now. Thank you, guys. Um, so energetically, that the things that we're talking about as an adult, sometimes we hear ourselves say, oh, why did I say that? Or why did I act that way? It's because our inner child is still protecting us from whatever it assumes is dangerous for us or that we shouldn't be doing because we may be in trouble or something like that. The inner dragon is the action taker. It is also the protector of the inner child. While where the inner child protects the human, the adult version of ourselves, the inner dragon protects the inner child. It's also the action taker, which leads that inner child by hand and walks it through life into a more of a balanced manner, so that the inner child, the human, and the inner dragon are all in this beautiful balance. Um, so having said that, the first card was about describing the inner dragon, what it is, and it was the Illuminaire. And like I said, you can go back and look at that video. Having said that, the second question that I'm asking of the inner dragon is to describe its strengths. What are the strengths that the inner dragon has? And it, in this case, it's overall, but it is also what does your inner dragon have for you to be able to use? And what came up is that I'm using Dr. Stephen Farmer's Messages from the Ancestors deck. And the card that came up in this case is the compassion and healer. Healer is what came up. This is actually an archetypal ancestor, meaning that somewhere in your background, whether you display these compassion or healer traits or not, somewhere in your background, an ancestor was a healer. And that is really important to understand, because that means you can call upon that because it's already a part of you, right? Um, I want you to also be consciously aware that the purpose of a healer is to heal thyself. Most importantly is to heal yourself. In fact, as a healer, we often get into healing modalities because we are healed by those modalities first ourselves. It's taking this way deeper now with this inner dragon energy. So I told you what the archetypal ancestor portion was, meaning that the healer is a part of your background. The strength of this inner dragon is that it's a healer, and it really helps you to delve deeper into your own energies. So it's really understanding the word empathy. We're all empathic. Some people are discovering that they're empaths, and it's like, oh, I just found out I'm an empath. Well, you always have been an empath. It's being able to feel something, whether you're aware of it or not. It's like going into a hospital and you get this overwhelmed feeling. It's like going into a wedding and you feel like all this joy. It's like going into a funeral and you feel this sadness. There is a collective energy that you're feeling, and that's that empathic energy. And that's a real kind of nutshell type of description of empathy. But I want to go deeper with this with regards to how the inner dragon is the healer within yourself. Um, the If you're an empath, you learn to set physical and psychic boundaries. So some of these boundaries are around old habits and new habits. It's creating new habits, and that's mindset. That's telling yourself you love yourself. There's some beautiful mantras that have changed my life in a very magical, powerful way. If you're interested in hearing more about them, I would love to share that at a future date, or look back on my videos in my YouTube channel. Having said that, the inner dragon gives us the opportunity to seek the truth for ourselves, and it heals us as we go along in discovery. I'll use an example of this with a client I had. She was in my program. She was going through the mantras. One of my entry level program is about discovering yourself, discovering the incredible you within yourself. And in doing that, I introduced two mantras, the I am open mantra and the I am love mantra. And this client was doing them faithfully on a day-to-day basis. I'm hoping she still is doing that, because it makes a huge impact in your life for the rest of your life as you breathe your way through these. And about 3 months into a 6-month program with me, she had come back into one of the calls, one of our group calls, and she had said to me and the group that I had quite the experience yesterday. And so we're all listening attentively. And she's like, I was in the kitchen with my adult sons, and they both stopped what they were doing. They turned and looked at me and they said, Mom, you're laughing. She didn't realize that she hadn't been laughing, and she had found joy again because of the mantra work that she was doing, because of the understanding how to shift her mindset, about how to stop those thoughts and break old habits and create new habits. That's what that inner dragon energy was doing, was really assisting her in healing herself, her energy. And then that beautiful ripple effect started to go out towards her sons and anybody else that she's been around. And it's just been a very, very magical thing to witness. I have my own experiences with that too. And of course, I was going to say it, and then I thought this client, it was really asking to be mentioned first. So mine is gone by the wayside. Having said that, the healer portion, the inner dragon, the strengths of that inner dragon, the healing energy of that inner dragon, when it steps up to assist us, we start to recognize when we are feeling unwell, or when we're feeling, wow, this is incredible. And we're able to recognize why we're in that position of feeling unwell or feeling good. And we can start to ask questions like, is this my energy that I'm feeling, right? And that's where we can start to create boundaries. The amount of pink bubbles that I've created around myself is really, truly magical. And we can do clearing energy around things as well. There's so much that you can do with this understanding of our inner dragon and how it wants to step in as the healer and help with you. So the other part of this is the compassion part of this is where you can feel for the other person. However, you are not taking on their emotions and their feelings. That's compassion, when you can feel them and give them the space to do what they need to do to heal themselves, right? If you take on their stuff, you're taking away their journey. So with inner dragon's assistance, its strength as the healer, it has shown up, and your capacity for healing has flourished because of this. You are naturally drawn to healing your wounds, understanding those wounds, and in the process discovered your own healing gifts that you can offer the world. So many people come to me and say, what is their purpose? What is their gift? And in one of my calls, I offer a couple free calls every month. And in one of those calls, I was explaining that in all likelihood, it is the things that you are talking about the most. Now, there's a little bit more understanding to be under to know what I'm speaking about there. Um, it's not about whining about your story, like, oh, poor pitiful me. It's about seeing how you shifted out of something that, like for myself, it was breathing my way through the I am open mantra. I remember the exact moment that my whole physical body energy shifted into that. That's what I talk about. I talk about that I am open mantra so much. I talk about the I am love mantra so much because this is what I want for each of you. So you can discover you, the incredible you. I've discovered me. And I love being able to say I'm pretty incredible. And I walk in the energy of that now instead um, of having people say incredible things about me and not wanting to listen, shoving that away. Oh, well, no, I'm not that. So if people are saying magical things about you, pay attention to that as well, okay? So when you're working with your inner dragon energy to see the healing come in, recognize your own boundaries. And what I mean by that is know that as you heal yourself, it does heal into the past and it does heal into the future. Okay. Um, I know I did a very powerful healing ancestral going back in my ancestors, and I think I went back 3 or 4 timelines with that, and 3 or 4 generations is what I meant to say. And I thought that a foot ailment I have with plantar fasciitis, which I no longer have now, I thought that came from my dad's side of the family. And when I did this beautiful energy, like, and actually that's a Stephen Farmer thing, going back and healing the ancestors, right? Um, I learned it from him. When I went back into the energy of that, I discovered it wasn't actually on my dad's side of the family, it was on my mom's side of the family. And I can picture the gentleman and I can picture the color of his coat, the clothing he was wearing, everything. And I may have only possibly ever seen a black and white picture of that era, never mind of him, but I can physically see him in my mind's eye. And we worked on healing the plantar fasciitis then for him, and man, did it ever help me. It did nothing necessarily for my dad. He's got other things going on with diabetes and that, but man, did it ever help myself and my plantar fasciitis when I went and helped him heal his 3 or 4 generations back. So there's something very, very powerful about stepping into the energy of recognizing that healer inside of you. And that's the strength that inner dragon is also bringing in, is really to help assist you with learning more about how to heal yourself. Okay. The first card was a light, putting a light on yourself and finding your personal truths. Now this is about healing yourself. Very, very powerful, powerful. This inner dragon is just so beautiful and so very, very magical. I look forward to the next card in this series, this interview with the inner dragon. Thank you.